Consider, if you will, the nature of your desires. What is it that you truly want? Is it abundance in all its forms? Is it love that fills your heart to overflowing? Is it the realization of your grandest dreams? Whatever it may be, I tell you now with absolute certainty, it is already yours. Yes, you heard me correctly. Everything you desire is already in your possession, waiting for you to claim it in your consciousness. You see, the world of Caesar, this physical realm we inhabit, is but a shadow, a reflection of the true reality that exists within your imagination. It is in that sacred inner world where all things are possible, where all dreams are real, and where you are the master of your destiny. When you learn to act as if you have everything, you are not pretending or deceiving yourself. You are in fact aligning yourself with the truth of your being. Let us pause for a moment and truly contemplate this idea. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine yourself in possession of everything you have ever wanted. Feel the weight of abundance in your hands. Sense the warmth of love enveloping your entire being. Experience the exhilaration of living your dreams in vivid detail. This, my dear friends, is not an exercise in futility. This is the very act of creation itself. As you sit there, eyes closed, fully immersed in the reality of your desires fulfilled, you are tapping into the infinite power of your imagination. You are at this very moment planting the seeds of your future in the fertile soil of the present. For what is imagination if not the very substance of things hoped for? The evidence of things not yet seen in the world of Caesar? Now, open your eyes and look around you. The world may appear unchanged, but I assure you a profound shift has occurred within you. You have, for a brief moment, lived in the end. You have experienced the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And it is this feeling, this unwavering knowing, that will bridge the gap between your present circumstances and the realization of your desires in the physical world. But let us not be content with mere glimpses of our desired reality. The art of acting as if you have everything requires consistent practice, unwavering faith, and a willingness to persist in the face of apparent contradictions. It demands that you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, not just in moments of quiet contemplation, but in every waking moment of your day. Imagine, if you will, a man who desires great wealth. He does not hope for riches. He does not wish for prosperity. He knows with every fiber of his being that he is wealthy beyond measure. How does this man carry himself? How does he speak? How does he think and feel about money? Does he worry about lack? Does he fret over bills? Does he deny himself the pleasures of life out of fear of scarcity? No, my friends, this man walks with the confidence of a king. He speaks with the authority of one who commands infinite resources. He thinks and feels abundantly, seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. He is generous, knowing that his wealth is limitless. He enjoys the fruits of his prosperity without guilt or hesitation, for he understands that abundance is his birthright. This man is not play acting or fooling himself. He is living from the end, experiencing in his imagination the reality he wishes to manifest. And in doing so, he aligns himself with the creative forces of the universe, setting in motion the series of events that will bring his imaginal act into physical fruition. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I act as if I have everything when my current reality shows me lack? How can I feel wealthy when my bank account is empty? How can I feel loved when I am alone? These are natural questions born from a lifetime of accepting the illusion of external reality as the ultimate truth. But I say to you with all the conviction of my being that your external reality is nothing more than a shadow of your past thoughts and beliefs. It is the fruit of seeds planted in your imagination in days gone by. And just as surely as those thoughts created your present circumstances, your current thoughts and imaginings are creating your future reality. Therefore, to act as if you have everything is not to deny your present circumstances, but to rise above them. It is to understand that your true self, your God self, exists in a realm where all things are possible, where time is fluid, and where your desires are already fulfilled. When you act from this understanding, you are not pretending, you are claiming your divine inheritance. Consider the biblical phrase, before they call, I will answer. This is not some distant God responding to our pleas. This is the promise of your own divine nature, assuring you that everything you could ever desire already exists in the realm of infinite possibilities. Your task is simply to align your consciousness with that reality, to live from the end, to act as if you already possess everything you want. But how, you may ask, does one begin this practice? How does one act as if they have everything in the face of apparent lack? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the power of your wonderful human imagination. Your imagination is the very workshop wherein you fashion the images of the world you wish to inhabit. It is the canvas upon which you paint the masterpiece of your life. Begin by selecting a scene, a short, simple scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If you wish for wealth, perhaps it is the scene of you looking at a bank statement with a balance that thrills you. If you seek love, it might be the feeling of your beloved's arms around you as you fall asleep. Whatever your desire, create a scene that, if it were true, would imply the fulfillment of that desire. Now enter that scene in your imagination. Do not merely visualize it as if watching a movie. Step into it. Be the protagonist in this drama of your creation. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, smell the scents. Make it as real and as vivid as you possibly can. And most importantly, feel the emotion, the joy, the gratitude, the love that this fulfilled desire brings you. Repeat this imaginal act night after night, day after day. Let it be the last thing you experience before drifting off to sleep, and the first thing you return to upon waking. Live in this state as often as you can, for in doing so you are living from the end. You are acting as if you have everything. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your outer world. Opportunities may arise that were not there before. People may treat you differently, responding to the new vibration you are emitting. You may find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your desire, without conscious effort or strain. These changes, my friends, are not coincidences. They are the bridge of incidents, the series of events that must occur to bring your imaginal act into physical reality. Do not question them. Do not doubt them. Simply accept them with gratitude, knowing that they are confirmation of the truth you have accepted in your imagination. But what of those moments when doubt creeps in? What of those times when the world of Caesar seems to mock your efforts, presenting you with evidence that contradicts your imaginal act? This, beloved, is where your faith is tested and strengthened. Remember, the outer world is a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It takes time for this shadow to fully align with your new state of consciousness. During this period of transition, you must stand firm in your conviction. You must persist in your assumption that you already have everything you desire. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Do not resist it. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and then gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that your imagination is the reality, and that the world of Caesar must conform to it in due time. For it is written, the vision has its own appointed hour. It ripens, it will flower. If it be long, then wait, for it is sure and it will not be late. As you continue to act as if you have everything, you will find that your entire being begins to shift. Your thoughts naturally align with abundance. Your words reflect the reality of your fulfilled desire. Your actions spring from a place of confidence and certainty. You no longer hope for a better future. You live it now in the eternal present of your imagination. This, my dear friends, is the art and science of creation. It is the method by which you can transcend the limitations of your current circumstances and step into the life you truly desire. It is not magic, though its results may seem magical. It is not wishful thinking, though it begins with a wish. It is the practical application of the creative power that resides within you, the power that is your divine birthright. As we delve deeper into this practice, let us consider the nature of time itself. In the world of Caesar, time appears linear, a straight line stretching from past to future, with the present as a fleeting point of transition. But in the realm of imagination, in the kingdom of God within you, time is fluid. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously, and you have the power to select the reality you wish to experience. When you act as if you have everything, you are essentially stepping out of the linear time of Caesar and into the eternal now of imagination. You are selecting from the infinite possibilities that exist the reality that aligns with your desire. And as you dwell in that reality in your imagination, you draw it into your physical experience. Consider the words of Scripture: with God, all things are possible. This is not a statement about some external deity. It is a profound truth about the nature of your own being. For you are one with God, one with the creative power of the universe. When you tap into this power through your imagination, truly anything becomes possible. But my beloved listeners, I must caution you. This power is not to be used frivolously or for the harm of others. For in harming others, you only harm yourself. Remember, there is no other in the ultimate reality. We are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Therefore, use this power wisely for the betterment of all. As you practice acting as if you have everything, you may find that your desires themselves begin to shift. What once seemed important may lose its luster. What you thought you wanted may pale in comparison to the infinite possibilities you now perceive. This is natural and beautiful. It is a sign of your expanding consciousness, your growing awareness of your true nature. Embrace these shifts. Allow your imagination to soar beyond the confines of your current desires. For in truth, the ultimate aim of this practice is not merely to acquire things or experiences, but to fully realize your oneness with the divine. It is to know beyond all doubt that you are the creator of your reality, that you are limitless, that you are, in essence, God expressing itself as you. Now let us address a question that may have arisen in your minds. If I am to act as if I have everything, does this mean I should ignore my current circumstances? Should I pretend that my problems don't exist? The answer, my friends, is both yes and no. You see, ignoring your current circumstances or pretending they don't exist is not the same as acting as if you have everything. To truly act as if you have everything requires a shift in consciousness so profound that your current circumstances cease to have power over you. You acknowledge them, but you do not give them the power to define your reality. Imagine, if you will, a great actor on the stage. When they step into a role, they do not pretend to be the character. They become the character. Every gesture, every word, every thought flows from the reality of the character they are portraying. Yet, at the same time, the actor knows that they are not truly that character. They can step out of the role at any time. This is how you must approach your current circumstances. Acknowledge them as you would acknowledge the set on the stage, but do not let them define you. Know that you can step out of this role at any time by shifting your consciousness to the reality of fulfilled desire. As you practice this, you will find that your reaction to your current circumstances begins to change. What once caused you stress or anxiety may now be met with calm detachment. For you know that these circumstances are not your true reality. They are merely shadows of past thoughts, soon to be replaced by the manifestation of your new, empowered state of consciousness. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about escaping reality. It is about creating a new reality. It is about understanding that what you perceive as reality is fluid, changeable, responsive to your consciousness. When you truly grasp this, when you live from this understanding, you are acting as if you have everything in the truest sense. Now let us delve deeper into the practical aspects of this practice. How does one maintain this state of consciousness throughout the day, amidst the demands and distractions of daily life? The key lies in cultivating a new habit of thought, a new way of perceiving and interacting with the world around you. Begin each day by immersing yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Before you open your eyes in the morning, spend a few moments living in the end, experiencing the joy and gratitude of having everything you desire. Let this feeling permeate your entire being, so that you carry it with you as you rise and begin your day. As you go about your daily activities, continuously remind yourself of your true state, the state of having everything. When challenges arise, ask yourself, how would I respond to this if I truly had everything I desire? This simple question can shift your perspective dramatically, allowing you to approach situations from a place of abundance and power rather than lack and limitation. Practice gratitude for everything in your life, not from a place of need, but from a place of abundance. Be thankful not for what you hope to receive, but for what you know is already yours in the reality of your imagination. This attitude of gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance, drawing more reasons to be grateful into your life. Watch your words carefully, for they are powerful creators. Speak as the person who has everything would speak. Eliminate phrases of lack or limitation from your vocabulary. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, say, that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of saying, I'm trying to find love, say, I am loved deeply and completely. Your words shape your reality. Choose them wisely. In your interactions with others, carry yourself with the confidence and ease of someone who wants for nothing. This doesn't mean being arrogant or boastful. Rather, it means exuding a quiet confidence, a sense of inner peace and satisfaction that naturally draws people and opportunities to you. When you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or behavior, do not berate yourself. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and gently guide your consciousness back to the state of having everything. Remember, this is a practice. Like any skill, it takes time and patience to master. Be kind to yourself as you learn and grow. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice a profound shift in your perception of the world. What once seemed impossible will start to feel inevitable. What once caused you anxiety will be met with calm assurance. You will find yourself naturally taking inspired action, effortlessly moving towards the realization of your desires in the world of teaser. But here, my beloved listeners, is where many stumble. As they begin to see evidence of their imaginal act manifesting in the physical world, they become excited and anxious. They start to wonder when their desire will fully manifest. They look for signs and try to figure out how it will happen. In doing so, they slip out of the state of the wish fulfilled and back into the state of wanting and seeking. This is a crucial point in your journey. When you begin to see the bridge of incidents forming, when you notice the world rearranging itself to accommodate your new reality, you must hold steady in your assumption. Do not be moved by appearances. Do not try to figure out how your desire will manifest. Simply continue to live from the end, knowing with unshakable faith that what you have imagined must come to pass. Remember the words of Scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith, your absolute knowing that you have everything you desire, is the very substance that brings your desire into physical manifestation. It is the evidence of the unseen reality that exists in your imagination. As you continue to act as if you have everything, you may find that your relationship with desire itself begins to change. You may discover that the joy you sought in the fulfillment of your desires was available to you all along. For in truth, the state of having everything is not about possessing things or experiences. It is a state of consciousness, a way of being in the world. When you truly embody this state, you realize that there is nothing to seek, nothing to strive for. Everything you could ever want or need is already within you, waiting to be expressed. This realization brings a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. You no longer chase after desires, for you know that you are the source of all desires and their fulfillment. This, my dear friends, is the ultimate freedom. It is the state of being that all spiritual teachings point towards. It is the kingdom of heaven that is within you. When you act as if you have everything, you are claiming your rightful place in this kingdom. You are acknowledging your oneness with the divine, your role as a co-creator of reality. But let us be clear. This state of consciousness does not mean that you cease to have preferences or that you become passive in the world. On the contrary, when you act as if you have everything, you are free to engage with life fully, to express your unique gifts and talents without fear or limitation. You become a channel for the infinite creativity of your universe, bringing forth new ideas, new experiences, new manifestations of love and beauty into the world. As we near the end of our time together, I want to address a question that may have arisen in your minds. If I am to act as if I have everything, does this mean I should never set goals or make plans for the future? The answer, my beloved, is that goals and plans take on a new meaning when you live from this state of consciousness. You see, when you act as if you have everything, your goals are no longer desperate attempts to fill a perceived lack. They become joyful expressions of your infinite potential. Your plans are not rigid roadmaps to a distant future, but fluid, inspired actions arising from your alignment with the divine flow of life. In this state, you may find that you accomplish more than you ever thought possible, yet with less struggle and strain, for you are no longer pushing against the current of life, but flowing with it. You are no longer trying to make things happen, but allowing them to unfold naturally from your expanded state of consciousness. And so, my dear friends, as we conclude this exploration of acting as if you have everything, I urge you to take this practice into your daily life. Begin now in this very moment to live from the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the love that comes from knowing that everything you desire is already yours. Remember, this is not about pretending or deceiving yourself. It is about aligning yourself with the deepest truth of your being. It is about claiming your divine inheritance as a creator of reality. It is about living from the understanding that you are one with the infinite power that creates worlds. As you leave this place and return to your daily lives, carry with you the knowledge that you have everything. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it transform your perception of the world and your place in it. For in truth, you are not separate from the world. You are the world experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Act as if you have everything and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your assumption. Live from the end and see how the path to that end unfolds before you. Be the person who has everything and discover that you have always been that person, waiting to be acknowledged and expressed. Go forth, my beloved, and create the life you desire. For you are the operant power. You are the divine made flesh. You are the creator of your reality. Everything you could ever want or need is already within you. Claim it, live it, be it. And always remember, the world is yourself pushed out. As you transform your inner world, your outer world must follow. This is the law. This is the promise. This is the truth that sets you free. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and your willingness to explore these profound truths. May you go forth in the knowing that you are loved, that you are powerful beyond measure, and that you have everything. For you are, in truth, everything. God bless you all. I want you to cast aside all preconceived notions about achievement, success, and fulfillment. For tonight we shall explore a truth so fundamental, yet so often overlooked, that it has the power to completely reshape your existence. Consider for a moment the energy you expend in chasing after your desires, the constant striving, the endless pursuit, the relentless push towards what you believe will bring you happiness. This chase, my dear listeners, is the very thing keeping you from your desires. It is a game you can never win, for in the act of chasing, you affirm the absence of what you seek. But I say unto you, there's another way, a way that aligns with the very fabric of creation, a way that harnesses the power of your imagination and the law of assumption. This way is not about chasing, but about becoming. It is not about doing, but about being. When you chase after something, you are operating from a state of lack. You are telling the universe, I do not have this, and so I must pursue it. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, does not respond to your actions. It responds to your state of being, to the assumptions you hold about yourself and your world. Imagine, if you will, a man who desperately wants to be wealthy. He chases after money, working long hours, constantly worrying about his finances, always seeking the next opportunity to increase his wealth. This man, despite his efforts, finds that wealth eludes him. Why? Because in his relentless pursuit, he is affirming his current state of lack. He is living from the assumption that he does not have wealth. And so the universe faithfully reflects this assumption back to him. Now consider another man. This man, rather than chasing wealth, assumes the state of wealth. He lives from the end, feeling the naturalness of being wealthy. He does not pursue money, for it is mine. He already has it. His actions flow not from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance. And lo and behold, opportunities for wealth begin to present themselves to him, seemingly out of nowhere. This, my friends, is the power of letting it come to you. It is not about inaction, but about inspired action. It is about aligning your inner state with your desired outcome, and then allowing the universe to orchestrate the means. But how, you may ask, does one make this shift? How does one stop the chase and start the allowing? The answer lies in the power of your wonderful human imagination. For your imagination is not a mere fantasy maker. It is the very workshop in which reality is forged. When you imagine yourself in the state of your wish fulfilled, when you assume the feeling of your desire realized, you are not engaging in idle daydreaming. You are engaging in the most powerful creative act known to man. You are impressing upon your subconscious mind a new concept of self, a new assumption about your reality. Let us take a moment to truly understand this. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the outer world. It accepts as true whatever you feel to be true. And once it accepts an idea as true, it proceeds to bring it into manifestation in your physical reality. So when you stop chasing and instead assume the state of already having what you desire, you are not being passive. You are actively creating your reality from within. You are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, allowing it to work through you and for you. This, my dear listeners, is the essence of let it come to you. It is about recognizing that what you seek is already within you, waiting to be expressed. It is about understanding that the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner assumptions. Consider the biblical phrase, before they call, I will answer. This is not about some external deity responding to your prayers. It is about the creative power within you, which knows your desires even before you consciously formulate them. When you align yourself with this power, when you live from the assumption of your wish fulfilled, you allow this inner wisdom to guide you towards the manifestation of your desires. But let me be clear, this is not about sitting idly and waiting for things to magically appear in your life. It is about a fundamental shift in consciousness. When you truly embody the state of your wish fulfilled, your actions naturally align with that state. You begin to think, speak, and act from the perspective of already being or having what you desire. Let us explore this further with an example. Imagine a woman who desires a loving relationship. In the old paradigm of chasing, she might frantically go on dates, constantly worry about her appearance, and obsess over finding the one. But in doing so, she is affirming her current state of being single and searching. Now imagine this same woman shifting her approach. Instead of chasing a relationship, she assumes the state of being in a loving partnership. She feels the joy, the security, the companionship in her imagination. She lives each day from this assumption, carrying herself with the confidence and contentment of someone who is deeply loved. In this state, she no longer desperately seeks a partner. She may still go on dates, but she does so from a place of fullness rather than lack. And in doing so, she becomes magnetic to the very love she desires. She allows it to come to her, drawn by the power of her assumption and the clarity of her vibration. This principle applies to every area of your life, my friends. Whether you seek wealth, health, success, or any other desire, the key is to stop chasing and start embodying. For what you are seeking is also seeking you, but it can only find you when you align yourself with its frequency. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, isn't this just positive thinking? Isn't this denial of my current reality? And to this I say emphatically no. This is not about denying your current circumstances. It is about understanding the true nature of reality. Your current circumstances are nothing more than the fruit of your past assumptions and beliefs. They have no power to determine your future unless you give them that power by continuing to focus on them. When you shift your focus, when you assume a new state, you are not denying reality. You are exercising your divine right to choose which reality you wish to experience. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no life of its own. It is your consciousness that gives life to your experiences. When you chase after things in the outer world, you are chasing shadows, reflections of past states of consciousness. But when you change your consciousness, when you assume a new state, you cause the outer world to rearrange itself to match your new assumption. This, my dear friends, is the true secret of effortless manifestation. It is about aligning yourself with the law of assumption, recognizing that what you seek is seeking you, and allowing it to flow into your experience through the power of your imagination and belief. But let me warn you, this is not always an easy path. The old habits of chasing, of striving, of efforting are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. As you embark on this new way of being, you may find resistance arising within you. Doubts may creep in, old patterns may try to reassert themselves. When this happens, do not fight against these thoughts and feelings. Simply observe them, acknowledge them, and then gently return to your new assumption. For the war is not won by battling against what you don't want, but by persistently embodying what you do want. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you're trying to listen to a particular station, you don't focus on eliminating all the other stations. You simply tune into the frequency you desire. In the same way, you don't need to fight against your current reality or forcefully push away unwanted circumstances. You simply need to tune yourself to the frequency of your desire, to align yourself with the state of your wish fulfilled. This aligning, this tuning is done through your imagination. Your imagination is the dial that allows you to tune into different frequencies of experience. As you use your imagination to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are tuning yourself to that frequency, allowing the corresponding experiences to flow into your life. But remember, my friends, This is not a one-time event. It is a way of life. Just as you wouldn't expect to stay in shape by exercising once, you cannot expect to manifest its desires by imagining once. This is about persistently assuming the state of your wish fulfilled, about living from that state day in and day out, until it becomes your new normal. As you do this, you will find that the very concept of chasing begins to fade from your consciousness. For how can you chase what you already are? How can you pursue what you already have? This shift in perception is the key to allowing your desires to flow effortlessly into your experience. Now, some of you may be wondering, but what about action? Don't we need to do something to bring our desires into manifestation? And to this I say, yes, action is part of the process, but it is inspired action, not frantic doing. When you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you will find that ideas and opportunities naturally present themselves to you. You will be inspired to take certain actions, to move in certain directions, but these actions will not feel like effort or struggle. They will feel natural, joyful, almost effortless. This is the difference between chasing and allowing. When you're chasing, actions feel forced, stressful, born out of fear and lack. When you're allowing, actions flow naturally from your assumed state, guided by an inner wisdom that knows exactly how to bring your desires into manifestation. Consider the example of a tree. A tree does not chase after sunlight, water, or nutrients. It simply grows, naturally extending its branches towards the sun, its roots towards water and nutrients. It allows these elements to come to it, and in doing so, it fulfills its nature and purpose. You, my dear listeners, are no different. You are a divine creature, imbued with the same creative power that brings forth worlds. When you align yourself with this power, when you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, you allow the universe to bring to you all that you need for the manifestation of your desires. But let me be clear, this allowing is not passive. It requires an active use of your imagination, a deliberate assumption of the state of your wish fulfilled. It requires faith, not blind faith in an external power, but faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. This faith is not about believing that your desire will manifest someday in the future. It is about believing that your desire is already yours in the realm of imagination, and that the outer world must inevitably conform to this inner reality. As you cultivate this faith, as you persist in your assumption, you will begin to see signs of your desire manifesting in your outer world. These signs may start small, an overheard conversation that confirms your assumption, an unexpected opportunity that aligns with your desire, a shift in how others respond to you. Do not discount these signs, no matter how small they may seem, for they are confirmation that your inner world is indeed shaping your outer reality. They are breadcrumbs leading you to the full manifestation of your desire. As you notice these signs, allow them to strengthen your faith. Let them be evidence that the law is working, that your assumption is taking root in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. But do not become attached to these signs or anxiously look for them. Simply acknowledge them with gratitude and continue to live from your assumed state. Remember, the manifestation of your desire is not the goal. The goal is the state of consciousness from which your desire naturally flows. When you truly embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you no longer need the outer manifestation to feel complete. You are already whole, already fulfilled in your imagination. This is the paradox of manifestation. When you no longer need something to feel complete, when you are already living from the state of fulfillment, that is when your desires flow most easily into your experience. So, my dear friends, I urge you to stop the chase. Stop pursuing, stop striving, stop efforting. Instead, turn within. Use your mighty imagination to assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the naturalness of being or having what you desire. Live from this state, persist in this assumption, and watch as the universe rearranges itself to match your inner vision. Remember, you are not a helpless being pushed around by external circumstances. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness is the one and only reality. All things are possible to him who believes, for belief shapes reality. As we near the end of our time together, I want to address a question that may be arising in some of your minds. Neville, you might be thinking, this all sounds wonderful. But what if I've been chasing my desire for so long that I don't know how to stop? What if the habit of pursuit is so ingrained that I can't seem to let go? To this I say, fear not, for the power to change is always available to you, in this and every moment. The past has no power over you, except that which you give it through your continued attention. Your power lies in the present moment, in your ability to choose your thoughts and assumptions right now. If you find yourself slipping back into the habit of chasing, simply pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself of this truth. What you are seeking is also seeking you. It is not something outside of you that needs to be pursued. It is a state of consciousness that you can assume right now. In that moment of pause, use your imagination to step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. What would it feel like to already have what you desire? How would you move through your day? How would you interact with others? Immerse yourself in these feelings. Let them permeate your being. This practice of conscious assumption may feel strange at first, especially if you've been in the habit of chasing for a long time. But with persistence, it will become more natural. You will find yourself automatically shifting into the state of your wish fulfilled, allowing your desires to flow to you with ease and grace. Remember, my friends, this is not about forcing yourself to feel something you don't. It's about recognizing that the feeling of fulfillment is already within you, waiting to be acknowledged and expressed. You are not creating something new. You are simply tuning into a frequency that already exists. As you make this shift from chasing to allowing, you may find that your entire perspective on life begins to change. Things that once seemed important may lose their urgency. Pursuits that once consumed your energy may fall away naturally. For when you are living from the state of fulfillment, when you are aligned with your true desires, life becomes less about getting and more about being. This shift is the true gift of letting go of the chase. It's not just about manifesting specific desires, although that will happen. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of life, with the creative power of the universe. It's about recognizing your own divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. In this state of alignment, of allowing, you become a channel for the infinite possibilities of the universe. Ideas flow to you effortlessly. Opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people and circumstances appear in your life at the perfect time. This is the magic of living from the state of your wish fulfilled. But remember, this magic is not something external to you. It is not some cosmic force that you need to appease or manipulate. It is the natural expression of your own consciousness when it is aligned with truth. You are the magic. You are the miracle. You are the creative power you've been seeking. As we draw our discussion to a close, I want to leave you with a powerful practice that will help you embody this principle of stop chasing it. Let it come to you. This practice is simple, yet profound in its effects. Each night as you lay in your bed, just before you drift off to sleep, enter into a state of deep relaxation. In this relaxed state, imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and real as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the emotions you would feel if your desire were already realized. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing this new concept of self upon your subconscious mind. You are planting a seed in fertile soil, a seed that will grow and blossom into your physical reality. Do this night after night with faith and persistence. Do not be concerned with the how or when of your desire's manifestation. Your job is not to figure out how it will happen. Your job is simply to assume the state of your wish fulfilled and to live from that state. During your waking hours, whenever you catch yourself slipping into the old habit of chasing, gently bring yourself back to this state of fulfillment. Remind yourself that what you seek is already yours in consciousness, and that the outer world must conform to this inner reality. As you practice this, you will begin to feel a shift within you, a sense of peace, of certainty, of knowing. This is the feeling of alignment with your true self, with the creative power of the universe. This feeling is your guide, your compass pointing you towards the realization of your desires. Trust this feeling, my friends. Trust the wisdom of your own consciousness, for it knows the perfect timing and the perfect way to bring your desires into manifestation. Your role is simply to maintain the state of your wish fulfilled, to live from the end, and to allow the universe to take care of the details. Remember, the outer world is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. As you change your inner state, as you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the outer world must change to match this new vibration. This is not magic, it is law. The law of assumption, the fundamental principle that governs all of creation. As we continue to explore this profound truth, let us delve deeper into the practice of living from the end. This concept, my dear friends, is the key to effortless manifestation. When you live from the end, you are not hoping for a future event. You are experiencing it now in the realm of imagination, which is the true creative realm. Imagine for a moment that you are an actor in a play. The script has already been written, and you know with absolute certainty how the story ends. Would you fret and worry about the outcome? Would you chase after the conclusion? Of course not. You would simply play your part, moment by moment, secure in the knowledge of the final scene. This is how you must approach your life. Know the end, feel it, live it, breathe it. Then, from that state of knowing, live each day. This is not about pretending or forcing yourself to believe something. It's about tapping into the part of you that already has what you desire, that already is what you wish to be. When you truly grasp this, you'll understand why chasing is not only unnecessary but counterproductive. Chasing implies that what you want is somewhere out there, separate from you. But the truth is, everything you desire already exists within you in the infinite realm of possibility that is your consciousness. Let's take a moment to really let this sink in. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, feel yourself letting go of the need to chase, to strive, to struggle. Feel yourself sinking into a state of allowing, of knowing that what you desire is already yours. In this state of allowing, you become a magnet for your desires. You're no longer pushing against reality, trying to force it to conform to your wishes. Instead, you're aligning yourself with the natural flow of creation. You're becoming a channel through which your desires can easily manifest. But remember, this state of allowing is not a passive state. It requires active participation on your part. You must consciously choose moment by moment to live from the end, to feel the feelings, think the thoughts, and take the inspired actions of someone who already has what you desire. This might feel challenging at first, especially if you've been in the habit of chasing for a long time. You might find your mind wanting to slip back into old patterns of worry and lack. When this happens, don't fight it. Simply observe these thoughts and feelings, acknowledge them, and then gently guide your attention back to the state of your wish fulfilled. Think of it like training a puppy. When the puppy wanders off, you don't scold it or punish it. You simply gently bring it back to where you want it to be. Do the same with your mind. Each time you catch it wandering into thoughts of lack or separation from your desire, gently bring it back to the feeling of fulfillment, of already having what you want. As you practice this, you'll find that staying in the state of your wish fulfilled becomes easier and more natural. It becomes your default state, the lens through which you view and interact with the world. And as this happens, you'll start to notice changes in your outer world. These changes might be subtle at first. Perhaps you'll notice that people respond to you differently, or that opportunities you never noticed before suddenly seem to appear, or that solutions to problems come to you effortlessly. These are all signs that your inner shift is creating ripples in your outer reality. Don't discount these small changes. Celebrate them. See them as confirmation that the law is working, that your assumption is taking root. But don't become attached to them or anxiously look for them. Simply acknowledge them with gratitude and continue to live from your assumed state. As you persist in this practice, larger changes will begin to manifest. The full realization of your desire will unfold in ways that might surprise and delight you. But remember, the outer manifestation is not the goal. The goal is the state of consciousness from which your desire naturally flows. This is a crucial point, my friends. When you're truly living from the end, when you're fully embodying the state of your wish fulfilled, you no longer need the outer manifestation to feel complete. You're already whole, already fulfilled in your imagination. And paradoxically, it's in this state of completeness that your desires flow most easily into your experience. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to do something to bring our desires into manifestation? And to this I say, yes, action is part of the process. But it's inspired action, not frantic doing. When you're living from the end, ideas and opportunities will naturally present themselves to you. You'll feel inspired to take certain actions, to move in certain directions. These actions won't feel like effort or struggle. They'll feel natural, joyful, almost effortless. This is the difference between chasing and allowing. When you're chasing, actions feel forced, stressful, born out of fear and lack. When you're allowing, actions flow naturally from your assumed state, guided by an inner wisdom that knows exactly how to bring your desires into manifestation. Consider the example of a tree once again. A tree doesn't chase after sunlight, water, or nutrients. It simply grows, naturally extending its branches towards the sun, its roots towards water and nutrients. It allows these elements to come to it, and in doing so, it fulfills its nature and purpose. You, my dear listeners, are no different. You are a divine creature, imbued with the same creative power that brings forth worlds. When you align yourself with this power, when you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, you allow the universe to bring to you all that you need for the manifestation of your desires. But let me be clear, this allowing is not passive. It requires an active use of your imagination, a deliberate assumption of the state of your wish fulfilled. It requires faith, not blind faith in an external power, but faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. This faith is not about believing that your desire will manifest someday in the future. It's about believing that your desire is already yours in the realm of imagination, and that the outer world must inevitably conform to this inner reality. As you cultivate this faith, as you persist in your assumption, you'll begin to see evidence of your desire manifesting in your outer world. These signs may start small: an overt conversation that confirms your assumption, an unexpected opportunity that aligns with your desire, a shift in how others respond to you. Do not discount these signs, no matter how small they may seem, for they are confirmation that your inner world is indeed shaping your outer reality. They are breadcrumbs leading you to the full manifestation of your desire. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to address a common concern that arises when people first encounter this teaching. Many worry that if they stop chasing their desires and instead live from the end, they'll become complacent or lose their motivation. But I assure you, my friends, the opposite is true. When you're living from the end, when you're aligned with your true desires, you become more motivated, more inspired than ever before. But it's a different kind of motivation. It's not the frantic, anxious energy of someone desperately chasing a goal. It's the calm, confident energy of someone who knows their desire is already theirs. In this state, you take inspired action not because you feel you have to, but because you want to. You move through life with a sense of joy and anticipation, eager to see how your inner state will manifest in your outer world. This is the true gift of letting go of the chase. It's not just about manifesting specific desires, although that will happen. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of life, with the creative power of the universe. It's about recognizing your own divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. In this state of alignment, of allowing, you become a channel for the infinite possibilities of the universe. Ideas flow to you effortlessly. Opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people and circumstances appear in your life at the perfect time. This is the magic of living from the state of your wish fulfilled. But remember, this magic is not something external to you. It's not some cosmic force that you need to appease or manipulate. It is the natural expression of your own consciousness when it's aligned with truth. You are the magic. You are the miracle. You are the creative power you've been seeking. As we draw our time together to a close, I want to leave you with a final thought. The principle we've explored tonight, stop chasing it. Let it come to you, is not just a technique for manifesting desires. It's a way of life. It's about recognizing your true nature as a divine, creative being. It's about aligning yourself with the fundamental laws of the universe. When you live from this understanding, everything changes. The world becomes a friendly place filled with infinite possibilities. You no longer see yourself as a small, separate being struggling against external forces. Instead, you recognize yourself as the creator of your reality, the author of your life story. In this state, there's no need to chase anything, for you understand that everything you desire is already within you, waiting to be expressed. Your job is simply to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to live from the end, and to allow the universe to take care of the details. So, my dear friends, as you leave here tonight, I urge you to let go of the chase. Stop pursuing, stop striving, stop efforting. Instead, turn within. Use your mighty imagination to assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the naturalness of being or having what you desire. Live from this state. Persist in this assumption and watch as the universe rearranges itself to match your inner vision. Remember, you are not a helpless being pushed around by external circumstances. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness is the one only reality. All things are possible to him who believes, for belief shapes reality. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply it in your life. Test it, prove it to yourself. For in doing so, you'll discover the truth of who you really are. You'll tap into the limitless power that has always been within you. And you'll experience the joy, the freedom, the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with the laws of creation. The world is waiting for you, my friends, not as something to be chased, but as something to be embraced. It's waiting for you to recognize your true power, to step into your divine nature, to become the person you're meant to be. So stop chasing, start being. Let your desires come to you, for in truth, they are already yours. All you need to do is open your arms, open your heart, and receive them. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. The power to shape your reality is within you. You are the miracle you've been waiting for. Embrace this truth, live from it, and watch as your world transforms before your eyes. Good night, my dear friends, and may your dreams know your assumptions become your reality.
My dear friends, our topic, to grow you must suffer, may at first seem paradoxical, even disheartening. But I assure you, within this statement lies the key to unlocking your greatest potential, to manifesting your deepest desires, and to truly realizing the divine nature that resides within you. Now, when I speak of suffering, I do not mean the needless pain that we often inflict upon ourselves through our misguided thoughts and beliefs. No, the suffering I speak of is the deliberate, conscious choice to step out of our comfort zones, to challenge our long-held assumptions, and to embrace the discomfort that inevitably comes with transformation. You see, my beloved, we are all God in disguise. We are the infinite consciousness that has taken on human form, and within us lies the power to create and shape our reality. But to fully realize this power, to truly embody our divine nature, we must be willing to shed our old selves, our limited beliefs, and our comfortable illusions. And this shedding, this transformation, inevitably involves a degree of suffering. Think for a moment of the caterpillar. In order to become the beautiful butterfly it is destined to be, it must first enter the chrysalis. Within this dark, confined space, it undergoes a complete transformation. Soul form literally dissolves, and from this dissolution, a new form emerges. Can you imagine the discomfort, the uncertainty, the sheer intensity of this process? Yet without this period of suffering, of dissolution and reformation, the caterpillar could never become the butterfly. We too must be willing to enter our own chrysalis. We must be willing to dissolve our old selves, our limiting beliefs, our comfortable but constraining identities. Only through this process can we emerge as the magnificent beings we truly are. But here's the crucial point, my dear friends. This suffering is not something that happens to us. It is something we choose. It is an act of will, a deliberate decision to grow, to evolve, to become more than we currently are. In this choice lies our power, our divinity, our ability to shape our own. Now you might be wondering, Neville, how can I choose to suffer? Isn't suffering something we naturally avoid? And to this I say, it all begins with your imagination. For as I have always taught, your imagination is the God within you. It is the creative power through which you shape your reality. So, I invite you now to close your eyes. Imagine yourself as you wish to be. See yourself embodying the qualities you desire, living the life you dream of. Feel the joy, the fulfillment, the sense of purpose that comes with this vision. Now, what I let go of to become this person? What comfortable illusions, what limiting beliefs, what aspects of my current self must I be willing to sacrifice? As you contemplate these questions, you may feel a sense of resistance, of fear, of discomfort. This, my beloved, is the suffering I speak of. It is the natural response of your current self to the prospect of change, of transformation. But remember, this suffering is not your enemy. It is the signpost pointing the way to your growth, to your evolution, to the realization of your true divine nature. Now, you might be thinking, but Neville, isn't this at odds with your teachings about the law of assumption? Haven't you always said that we should assume the feeling of our wish fulfilled? And to this I say, there is no contradiction. For in choosing to suffer for your growth, in willingly embracing the discomfort of transformation, you are in fact assuming the state of one who is committed to their evolution, who is willing to do whatever it takes to manifest their desired reality. You see, the law of assumption is not about avoiding all discomfort or difficulty. It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, your very being with the reality you wish to create. And sometimes that alignment requires us to move through discomfort, to face our fears, to challenge our limitations. In doing so, we are assuming the state of one who is capable of growth, of transformation, of manifesting their desires against all odds. Consider for a moment the great figures of history, the spiritual masters, the innovators, the revolutionaries. Did they achieve their greatness by remaining comfortable, by avoiding all suffering? No, they willingly embraced the challenges, the difficulties, the suffering that came with pursuing their vision. They understood that this suffering was not an obstacle to their growth, but the very means by which they would achieve it. So too must we be willing to embrace our own suffering, our own challenges, our own transformative experiences. For in doing so, we are not victims of circumstance, but conscious creators of our own evolution. We are God in action, shaping our reality through our willingness to grow, to change, to become more than we currently are. Now, let us delve deeper into the nature of this suffering. It is not physical pain or external hardship that I speak of, though these may sometimes be part of our journey. No, the suffering I refer to is primarily internal. It is the discomfort of challenging our own beliefs, of questioning our assumptions. This suffering might manifest as the anxiety you feel when you step out of your comfort zone. It might be the sense of loss you experience as you let go of old identities or relationships that no longer serve your growth. It might be the confusion and uncertainty that comes with questioning long-held beliefs or ways of being. But here's the beautiful truth, my dear friends. This suffering is temporary. It is a bridge, a passage, a transformative process. On the other side of this suffering lies growth, expansion, and a deeper realization of your true nature. Think of it like this. When you exercise your physical body, you experience discomfort. Your muscles strain, your breath becomes labored, you may even feel pain. But it is through this very discomfort that your body grows stronger, more resilient, more capable. The suffering is temporary, but the growth, the transformation is lasting. So too is it with our spiritual and personal growth. The discomfort we feel as we challenge our limitations, as we step into new ways of being, as we align ourselves with our highest vision, this discomfort is the very means by which we grow, is the resistance against which we push to become stronger, more aligned. But remember, my beloved, you are not alone in this process. For the God within you, your own wonderful human imagination, is always with you, always supporting you, always guiding you towards your highest good. This God power within you knows the end from the beginning. It sees the magnificent butterfly even as you struggle within the chrysalis. So, as you embrace the suffering that comes with growth, I urge you to lean on this inner power. Use your imagination to see beyond the current discomfort, to hold fast to the vision of what you are becoming. For as you hold this vision, as you assume the feeling of already being that which you desire to be, you set in motion the forces that will bring this vision into reality. Now, let us address a common misconception. Some may hear this teaching and think that it advocates for a life of constant struggle, of unending hardship. But this is not so. The suffering I speak of is purposeful, intentional. It is not about seeking out pain or difficulty for its own sake, but about being willing to move through discomfort for the sake of your growth, your evolution, your self-realization. Moreover, as you embrace this approach to growth, as you become more comfortable with the discomfort of transformation, you will find that your capacity for joy, for peace, for fulfillment actually expands. For you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, no longer limited by your fears or doubts. You become free to fully express your divine nature, to live from a place of power and purpose. Consider that. Have you ever achieved something significant, something that required great effort and perseverance? Perhaps you completed a challenging project, overcame a fear, or mastered a new skill. Remember the sense of accomplishment, the joy, the expanded sense of self that came with this achievement. This is the fruit of growth through suffering. The discomfort you experienced in the process was temporary, but the growth, the expansion, the realization of your capabilities, these are lasting. My dear friends, I invite you to embrace this truth. To grow, you must suffer. But know that this suffering is not a punishment, not a burden, but a gift. It is the means by which you shed your limitations, realize your potential, and step into the fullness of your divine nature. As you go forth from here, I encourage you to look at the challenges in your life with new eyes. See them not as obstacles to be avoided, but as opportunities for growth, for transformation, for the expression of your divine nature. Ask yourselves, what am I being called to let go of? What comfort zone am I being invited to step out of? What aspect of my divine nature is seeking expression through this challenge? And as you contemplate these questions, remember that you have within you the power to choose your response. You can choose to shrink back, to avoid the discomfort, to remain as you are. Or you can choose to lean in, to embrace the challenge, to willingly step into the chrysalis of transformation. My beloved, I urge you to choose the latter. For in doing so, you are choosing to align yourself with the creative power of the universe. You are choosing to be an active participant in your own evolution, in the unfolding of your divine nature. Now, let us delve deeper into the practical application of this principle. How do we actually embrace suffering for the sake of growth? How do we navigate the discomfort of transformation while maintaining our faith in the process? First and foremost, we must cultivate awareness. We must become conscious observers of our own thoughts, feelings, and reactions. When you encounter a challenge or a difficulty, pause. Take a breath. Observe your initial reaction. Do you feel fear? Resistance? A desire to retreat to what's familiar and comfortable. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment. They are natural responses of your current self, your current state of consciousness. But remember, you are not bound by these reactions. You have the power to choose your response. In that moment of awareness, you have the opportunity to make a conscious choice. Will you allow your fear or discomfort to dictate your actions? Or will you choose to move forward, to embrace the challenge as an opportunity for growth? This choice, my dear friends, is where your power lies. It is in this moment that you can align yourself with your highest vision, with the divine nature within you. It is here that you can choose to suffer, to move through discomfort for the sake of your growth. But how do we find the strength to make this choice, especially when the discomfort feels overwhelming? This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. For as I have always taught, your imagination is your direct link to the divine, to the creative power of the universe. So, in that moment of choice, I invite you to use your imagination. Close your eyes and see yourself as you wish to be. Feel the strength, the courage, the divine power flowing through you. Imagine yourself moving through the challenge with grace and ease, growing stronger and more aligned with each step. As you hold this image in your mind, as you feel the reality of it in your body, you are tapping into the God power within you. You are aligning yourself with the version of you that has already overcome this challenge, that has already grown through this suffering. From this aligned state, you will find the strength to embrace the discomfort, to move forward despite your fears or doubts. For you are no longer acting from your limited current self, but from the expanded divine self that you are in the process of becoming. Now, as you begin to consciously choose growth through suffering, you may find that your perception of suffering itself begins to shift. What once seemed like insurmountable obstacles may begin to appear as stepping stones on your path of evolution. The discomfort you feel may begin to be tinged with excitement, with the anticipation of the growth and expansion that lies on the other side. This shift in perception is a sign of your growing alignment with your divine nature. For from the perspective of your highest self, all experiences, even those we might label as suffering, are opportunities for growth, for the expression of your true nature. But, my dear friends, I must caution you. This path of conscious growth, of willingly embracing suffering for the sake of your evolution, is not always easy. There will be times when you falter, when the discomfort seems too great, when you long to retreat to the familiar and comfortable. In these moments, be gentle with yourself. Remember that you are in the process of a profound transformation. Just as the caterpillar might struggle within the chrysalis, so too will you have moments of doubt, of fear. But here's the beautiful truth. Even in these moments of struggle, you are growing. Even when you feel lost or overwhelmed, the process of transformation is still unfolding within you. For the very act of choosing this path, of willingly stepping into the chrysalis of transformation, has set in motion forces beyond your current understanding. So, in those difficult moments, I urge you to return to your imagination. See yourself as the butterfly you are becoming. Feel the strength, the beauty, the freedom that awaits you on the other side of this transformation. Let this vision sustain you, guide you, pull you forward even when the path seems dark or uncertain. And remember, my beloved, you are never alone in this process. The God within you, your own wonderful human imagination, is always with you, always supporting you, always guiding you towards your highest good. Lean on this inner power. Trust in the process. Have faith in your own divine nature and its ability to carry you through any challenge, any suffering, toward your ultimate growth and realization. Now let's address another aspect of this principle: the role of resistance in our growth process. You see, when we decide to grow, when we choose to step out of our comfort zones and embrace the suffering that comes with transformation, we often encounter resistance. This resistance can come from within ourselves, in the form of doubts, fears, or old habits. It can also come from the world around us, from people or circumstances that seem to oppose our growth. It is a profound truth. This resistance is not an obstacle to our growth. In fact, it is an essential part of the growth process. Just as a seed must push against the soil to sprout and grow, so too must we push against resistance to realize our full potential. Think of it this way: if there were no resistance, no challenge, no suffering to move through, how would we grow? How would we discover the depths of our strength, the extent of our capabilities, the true nature of our divine selves? So when you encounter resistance on your path of growth, do not be discouraged. Instead, see it as a sign that you are on the right track. See it as an opportunity to flex your spiritual muscles, to deepen your commitment to your growth, to more fully embody your divine nature. And remember, my dear friends, that your response to this resistance is a choice. You can choose to see it as an insurmountable obstacle, as a reason to give up or turn back. Or you can choose to see it as a teacher, as a catalyst for your growth, as the very means by which you will become more than you currently are. Again, this is where the power of your imagination comes into play. When you encounter resistance, use your God-given power of imagination to see beyond it. Imagine yourself moving through the resistance with ease and grace. Feel the strength and determination flowing through you. See yourself emerging on the other side stronger, wiser, more fully aligned with your true nature. As you hold this image in your mind, as you assume the feeling of having already overcome the resistance, you set in motion the forces that will make this vision a reality. For remember, your imagination is not mere fantasy. It is the creative power of the universe expressing itself through you. Now, let us delve into another crucial aspect of this principle: the importance of faith in the growth process. When we choose to grow through suffering, when we willingly step into the chrysalis of transformation, we are often stepping into the unknown. We cannot always see the end from the beginning. We cannot always know exactly how we will emerge on the other side. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, not passive acceptance, but an active, living faith in the divine process of growth and transformation. A faith in your own divine nature and its ability to guide you through any challenge, any suffering towards your ultimate good. This faith, my beloved, is not something outside of you. It is not something you need to acquire or earn. It is an inherent part of your divine nature, a natural expression of the God within you. To access this faith, you need only to turn within, to connect with the deepest part of yourself, the part that knows the truth of who you are and what you are capable of becoming. So, as you embrace the suffering that comes with growth, I urge you to cultivate this faith. Nurture it through your imagination, through your conscious choice to trust in the process even when you cannot see the outcome. Let this faith be your anchor in moments of doubt, your light in times of darkness. And remember, this faith is not about believing that everything will always be easy or comfortable. It's about trusting that everything you experience, including the suffering, the challenges, the resistance, is ultimately serving your growth, your evolution, your self-realization. Now let us address a question that may be arising in your minds. Neville, how do we discern between the suffering that leads to growth and needless suffering that only holds us back? This, my dear friends, is a crucial distinction. For not all suffering leads to growth. There is suffering that comes from resistance to what is, from holding on to what no longer serves us, from refusing to align with our true nature. This kind of suffering does not lead to growth, but to stagnation and frustration. The suffering that leads to growth, on the other hand, is always aligned with your highest vision for yourself. It is the discomfort that comes from stepping out of your comfort zone, from challenging your limitations, from aligning yourself more fully with your divine nature. This suffering has a purpose, a direction, a transformative power. To discern between these two types of suffering, you must cultivate deep self-awareness. You must be willing to honestly examine your motivations, your desires, your fears. Ask yourself, is this suffering moving me towards my highest vision for myself? Is it challenging me to grow, to expand, to more fully embody my divine nature? Or is it keeping me stuck, repeating old patterns, resisting my own evolution? In conclusion, my beloved, remember this. To grow, you must suffer. But this suffering is not a punishment, not a burden, but a gift. It is the means by which you shed your limitations, realize your potential, and step into the fullness of your divine nature. Embrace it with courage, with faith, with the knowledge that on the other side of this suffering lies a version of you that is more aligned, more powerful, more fully expressive of your true divine self. Go forth and grow, my dear friends. The universe awaits your blossoming.
The secret I am about to share with you is this. Your imagination is the creative power of the universe, and what you assume to be true will invariably manifest in your reality. This is not metaphor or allegory, but the very foundation of existence itself. You are not merely experiencing reality, you are creating it in every moment through the power of your assumptions and beliefs. Now you might be wondering, Neville, if this is true, why am I not already living my ideal life? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. Most people are unaware of this creative power within them. They live their lives reacting to external circumstances, not realizing that these very circumstances are the outpicturing of their inner states. You see, the world you experience is not happening to you. It is happening from you. Every circumstance, every event, every interaction in your life is a reflection of your inner assumptions. These assumptions are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. And just as a seed grows into a plant, your assumptions grow into your experienced reality. This is why many people find themselves stuck in patterns of lack, of struggle, of not enoughness. They have unknowingly been planting these seeds in their subconscious mind through years of repetitive thoughts and feelings of limitation. But here's the liberating truth. You have the power to choose what seeds you plant. You have the ability to consciously assume the state of your wish fulfilled, regardless of your current circumstances. So how do we begin this process of conscious creation? The first step is to clearly define what you wish to experience. Be specific. Don't simply say, I want to be successful. Instead, imagine in vivid detail what your life looks like when you are living your ideal reality. How do you feel? What are you doing? How do you spend your time? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more clearly you communicate with your subconscious mind. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is crucial. You must feel the reality of your desire now, not in some distant future. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. It only understands the present moment. So if you constantly feel that your desire is something in the future, it will always remain in the future. Instead, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled now. How would you feel if your desire were already realized? Would you feel joyful, confident, free, grateful? Embody these feelings. Live from this state of being. This is not pretending or lying to yourself. This is assuming a new state of consciousness, which is the very essence of creation. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I feel something that isn't yet true? This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and your desired state. It is through your imagination that you can step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even before it manifests in the physical world. Your imagination is not a flight of fancy or a frivolous faculty. It is the very workshop wherein you fashion your future. When you imagine, you are experiencing reality at its most fundamental level. You are engaging with the pure potential of consciousness, shaping it with your attention and your assumption. To use your imagination effectively, you must first quiet your conscious mind. The chattering of your daily thoughts, your worries, your doubts, these must be silenced. Enter a state of relaxation, a state akin to sleep, but in which you remain consciously aware. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to impression. Once in this relaxed state, construct your scene. This scene should be one that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If your desire is for a successful career, you might imagine yourself in your ideal office or receiving congratulations from colleagues. If it's financial abundance you seek, imagine yourself looking at your bank statement with joy and gratitude. The scene itself should be short and simple. It's not about creating an elaborate story, but about capturing a moment that implies your desire is now a fact. This scene is your platform, the stage upon which you will enact the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now, step into this scene. Don't watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment. And as you experience it, let the feeling of fulfillment wash over you. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of having your desire realized. This is where many falter in their attempts at manifestation. They can see the scene clearly, but they fail to evoke the feeling. Remember, it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal act. Without feeling, visualization is merely a mental exercise. With feeling, it becomes an act of creation. As you practice this, you may find that the feeling comes more easily with repetition. Each time you return to your scene, the feeling becomes more vivid, more real. This is good. You are strengthening the impression upon your subconscious mind. But here's a crucial point. Once you have evoked the feeling, once you have impressed it upon your subconscious, you must carry it with you into your waking life. This is where many stumble. They do their visualization exercise. They feel it intensely in the moment. But then they return to their daily life and fall back into old patterns of thought and feeling. To manifest your desire to keep winning, you must maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will know that what you see around you is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your feeling. And as you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. Now let us address a common challenge in this practice, the apparent contradictions of your senses. As you begin to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. How do you maintain your feeling in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring comes into play. To ignore is not to deny the existence of something, but to refrain from giving it your attention and energy. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly, then immediately return your attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions, past feelings. It is like an echo of what you once believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new assumption than to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption, even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your feelings, shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small. A fortunate coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in someone's behavior towards you. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now let us delve deeper into the nature of feeling and manifestation. When I speak of feeling, I am not referring merely to impatience, though emotions play a part. I am speaking of a deeper sense, a knowing, an unshakable conviction. It is the difference between saying I want to be successful and knowing the very core of your being I am successful. This feeling conviction is not something you can fake or force. It arises naturally when you have successfully impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind. This is why the repeated use of your imagination is so crucial. Each time you return to your imaginal scene, each time you step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are deepening this impression. Think of it like wearing a groove in a record. The first time you play the record, the needle may skip and jump. But with repeated plays, the groove deepens and the music plays smoothly. Similarly, as you repeat your imaginal act, the feeling becomes more natural, more habitual. It becomes your dominant state. This is the state from which creation occurs. When you can maintain this feeling conviction throughout your day, when it becomes as natural as breathing, you have mastered the art of conscious creation. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner state. This is the secret to never-ending winning. But what are those moments when doubt creeps in? When fear arises? When the old patterns of thought and feeling try to reassert themselves? These moments are inevitable, especially in the beginning of your practice. Do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new assumption. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against the thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your feeling of wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new assumption, your new feeling is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of winning, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled in your day-to-day life. It's not enough to visualize for a few minutes each day and then return to your old patterns of thought and feeling. You must carry the feeling of your wish fulfilled with you throughout your day. This doesn't mean you deny your current circumstances. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly, then immediately return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. You live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, you would feel the security, freedom, and joy of wealth as you go about your day. When you make purchases, you would feel the ease and confidence of someone who has more than enough. When you interact with others, you would carry yourself with the assurance of a wealthy person. Living in the end requires a shift in your entire way of being. It's not about pretending or play acting. It's about genuinely assuming a new state of consciousness. When you do this effectively, you'll find that your actions naturally align with your assumed state, accelerating the manifestation process. Now let us address the role of action in this process of continuous winning. Some people mistakenly believe that manifesting means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back and wait for them to magically appear. This is not the case. The secret to never-ending winning does not negate action, it informs action. When you successfully impress your desire upon your subconscious mind, when you truly feel your wish fulfilled, you will be inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions will feel natural, even inevitable. They will not be driven by fear or lack, but will flow from your assumed state of fulfillment. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already having your desire fulfilled, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state. Let your feeling guide your actions, rather than hoping your actions will create the feeling. This alignment of inner state and outer action is key to continuous winning. Now let us explore the concept of detachment in relation to winning. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to seeing immediate results or figuring out how your desire will manifest. When you're detached, you can imagine and feel your desire fulfilled without constantly looking for signs of its manifestation. You trust in the process, knowing that as you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Detachment allows you to live in the present moment while holding your assumed state. It frees you from the anxiety and doubt that can slow down the manifestation process. It allows you to enjoy the journey of manifestation rather than being solely focused on the destination. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your imaginal act, imbued with feeling, is the reality. What you see in the outer world is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. As you persist in your new assumption, this shadow must change to match the new reality you're imagining and feeling. Let us now address the importance of gratitude in continuous winning. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion, it is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of living in the end. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for your desire, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for it as if it were already yours. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms, the air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has their desire fulfilled. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as the realization of your desire. This is another key to never-ending winning. Now let us explore the power of revision in manifesting continuous wins. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind, and therefore it can be changed in your mind. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any events that were not to your liking, revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that aligns with your desired state. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon your subconscious a reality that aligns with your desires rather than one that contradicts them. As you make this practice of revision a habit, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You will become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This alignment accelerates the manifestation process, ensuring that you continue to win in all areas of life. Let us now discuss the importance of persistence in continuous winning. While we speak of manifesting desires, it's important to understand that the speed of manifestation can vary. Some desires may manifest almost instantly, while others may take more time. The key is to persist in your assumption, regardless of how long it seems to be taking. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you waive an assumption, if you lose faith in the process, you send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which can slow down the manifestation process. Persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It means consistently returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. It means choosing again and again to live from the end, to embody the state of having your desire realized. This persistence requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and that as you persist in your new assumption, your world must reshape itself to match it. Now let us address the role of self-concept in continuous winning. Your self-concept, the beliefs you hold about who you are, is perhaps the most powerful factor in determining what you can manifest in your life. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may visualize wealth, but deep down, they don't believe they're the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may imagine a loving relationship, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To win continuously, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. This involves imagining and feeling yourself as the person who already has what you desire. It's not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. Remember, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. As you use your imagination to assume your desired states, you are essentially recreating yourself. You are stepping into a new concept of self, a new understanding of who you are and what's possible for you. This revision of self-concept is crucial for continuous winning. As you align your self-concept with your desires, you remove the inner contradictions that can slow down the manifestation process. Now let us explore the role of emotion in never-ending winning. Emotion is the fuel that powers your imaginal acts. It's not enough to merely visualize or think about your desires. You must feel them. When you combine vivid imagination with genuine emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your desire were already realized. If your desire is for wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real, so intense, that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective manifestation from mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your desire as an accomplished fact, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring this feeling into physical manifestation, ensuring your continuous winning. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, remember this. The power to win continuously lies within you. It resides in your ability to imagine vividly, to feel deeply, and to persist faithfully in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. The secret to never-ending winning is not determined by external factors, but by the intensity of your belief and the consistency of your imaginal acts. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in your daily life. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately to create scenes that imply the fulfillment of your desires. Feel the reality of your wish fulfilled with every fiber of your being. Persist in this feeling even when your senses deny it. For as you do, you are reshaping your entire world, manifesting your desires with a consistency that ensures you never stop winning. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your wishes fulfilled. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your creative consciousness. The secret to never-ending winning is not something external to you. It is not a technique or a trick. It is the fundamental truth of your being, that you are the creator of your reality. As you align your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions with this truth, you step into a state of continuous creation, of perpetual winning. In your daily life, be vigilant. Be conscious of your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions. Choose them wisely, for they are the seeds of your future experiences. Let every thought be a thought of victory, every feeling a feeling of accomplishment, every assumption an assumption of success. For in doing so, you are creating a life of never-ending winning. As you embark on this journey of conscious creation, of continuous winning, know that you are aligning yourself with the very power that creates worlds. You are stepping into your divine birthright as a co-creator of reality. Embrace this power, use it wisely, and let it guide you to a life of unending success and fulfillment. Thank you, and may your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and the thrill of never-ending winning.